I really like your theme song.
Oh, my intro is so ghetto.
Yeah.
At least I did it myself.
You're kidding.
Welcome, everybody.
Here we are.
We're in obviously a different setup.
Yeah.
Live in person for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it has.
This is how we started the channel.
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it?
I wanted to do stuff like this, and I needed a partner in crime, so ended up being me coming over to your place and doing this in person.
For the record, he called like 4 other much more qualified people first, and then it's like, well, no one else is available, so you'll do.
I had my Rolodex of a whole 5 people who know anything about Star Wars and struck on home, but I ended up with the person who
is what it is.
A little more better on camera, so to speak, than the other mutes who potentially were going to join this.
Smart people who don't have any charisma on camera, I mean, it just doesn't work as well. I'd rather wing their street. Look at that. Look, someone even logged in. I don't know who you are, but thanks.
What's going on, buddy?
So here we are together.
So a special little double episode tonight.
Didn't see that coming. No, not gonna lie to
you. So first off, our first thoughts was: is this the mid-season finale? We could probably find this out by Googling it, but let's just use our.
We're not going to. Yeah. I mean, I would think so. I mean, looking at the content of the story, like they packed in a couple names. Obviously, Rex. We are all about spoilers here. Yeah. Like you saw a lot of people that you're familiar with. You saw people in throwbacks to Clone Wars, which I'm sure Tyler's going to get into. Like, it was a star-studded field tonight.
Yeah. Brought a lot of cameos, a lot of characters, and a lot of cameos that make a lot of sense and setting up future storylines so we know that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good to see. But yeah, it's episode 6 and 7. So my guess is we're getting 14 for the total of the episode for the season.
Makes sense.
Previous seasons have been 16, so a little 2 less, but I'll take it.
And the one question I had tonight was like, and we talked about this. Like the episodes are 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
Can't you just have a 40-minuter? Like,
yeah.
Like I get it. They try and keep them short, but it's on Disney. Like
when they start and end at the same spot, like do we really have to watch the intro and everything again?
It's literally just a break into the next scene. Like they should have just left it. Like if anyone important is ever going to watch this, if you have a 27-minute something Star Wars cartoon show animated, it's okay. Like make it 40.
The Mandalorian
Let the
can
kids
do
stay up.
An hour episode, and then next week it's 30 minutes, right?
Yeah,
they're able to vary their times, but animation, no, we're strict to the 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we catch up with Rex and his clones. We know that Rex has been recruiting the clone effort and stuff like that. And we get to see what he's been doing. Hauser's still alive.
Awesome.
I don't think we've seen Fireball or Nemec before, or Greer. I know we have Gree.
Yeah.
But not, I don't know about Greer, but let me know in the comments
Greer,
if you've seen those
Greer
before.
Was a new one for me too. That was a new
but definitely Hauser, Rex, obviously we know. And Gregor. Gregor gets a name drop this episode.
Right?
Well, not name drop. He
literally shows up.
Yeah.
At such a good moment too, which obviously we're gonna get to.
Yeah. So specialized operatives are after our clones. And we find out via Crosshair, that's what Crosshair was going to be converted to.
Yeah.
So basically they get conditioned, brainwashed to be an assassin for the Empire.
They're so good, by the way.
So new armor, right?
New armor.
You said you liked the armor.
Love the look.
Yeah. I said it during the episode. I'm like, they're almost like clones of Crosshair, which was kind of funny. But they're
Jacob tech equals Bucky Barnes. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, actually, that's a super interesting comparison because really, I mean, these assassins were on an absolute another level, and Bucky Barnes, the reference to the Winter Soldier. Anyone who doesn't know that is an incredibly good reference to make because I mean, they were phenomenal.
Okay, well, back up though. Are we assuming that last assassin found on the waterfall is Tech? I think that's what the reference is there. Right, Jacob? That's what you're getting at? That text the guy?
I mean, that's kind of like a thing, right? People are talking about this, that Tech is not dead. I mean, I kind of hope he is. I know that sounds bad, but
I'll be honest. I think you mean talked about it before. I want Tech to stay. Normally, I want everyone to be revived, but Tech, I feel. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was such an emotional when he died, but I don't know. Like Tech was such like, not that he wasn't incapable of being a big warrior, but he was the geeky.
Yeah.
He had his role, and for him to get brainwashed and be like such a crazy assassin
and
who can take him
be
over.
Bucky Barnes. Yeah. I just don't see it.
I think it's a stretch for me, but obviously they kept him alive for a reason when he fell off the waterfall. So
if it's not Tech,
seems to be
who else could it be? Because you see, like Gregor shows up in this. Like there are a lot of names that are coming back, obviously from Clone Wars, like from these other properties. If it's not Tech, Jacob, jump in here. If it's not, who is it? Because I mean, let's be real. I mean, Tech is not going to be that guy. There's no way.
Like, I agree.
Hemlock have his helmet at the end of?
Yeah, I can't remember. Did he?
Yes.
Have his helmet?
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But I feel like the assassin is somewhat important, but I just don't know if it's Tech. Again, Tech it's not that he can't be programmed to be that lethal, but we just haven't seen him in that light. It's not Tech, it's a Crosshair clone. That's kind of where I've been kind of thinking, because
that guy was good.
The way the guy moves and uses a sniper rifle, and
a lot of similarities. Yeah.
And like this episode we were talking about, it's starting to piss us off. This whole Tech shaky hand thing. It's killing us, man.
Oh, the crosshair shaky
hand? The crosshair shaky hand thing. Like, he had so many opportunities to just end the threat and just can't do it.
Yeah.
He just can't.
Jacob, I don't know if you've watched stuff that we've done in the past, but we were talking about it last week. And I was saying that I was hoping that the whole crosshair shaky hand thing would just be psychological. Yeah. My hope was that when he made peace with Omega, and obviously there's a lot of relationship building between them in this one as well. Like, you can really see that he cares for her. I was really hoping that when they made peace that shaky hand would go away. Like, it's run its course. Like, it's kind of the sniper center of the helmet. Yep.
Yeah. When he was looking down that sight, looking at Omega, it looked identical to when Crosshair shot that tank through the fucking
100%. Yep.
Yeah. We also get a new weapon for Omega, who never fired it once.
Not once. Just ran around with it.
Yeah.
Why?
How do you give someone a new weapon and not let them show it off in a 2-part mid-season finale?
Not one round fired.
No. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. We were pretty excited when we saw the new weapon, but
she wouldn't have to pull on the bow. Had the crossbow thing going. Yeah, it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even have to hit anything. Just let her fire off a couple rounds. Give her like a, would have been fine.
Yeah, and they even had Hauser comes in to save the day. I think you and me both thought it would be Omega coming back to save Crosshair, because they're doing that whole Tech Omega relationship from last year where Crosshair is very protective of her, and he had the opportunity to come save her, but it ends up just being Hauser.
Which I was not totally against, because the whole Hauser Crosshair thing to start, they may trust you, but I don't. And then kind of talking about the difference between him on Ryloth, and now, like, I get it. I can see why they did it. I just, again, a lot of the show revolves around Omega. To give her a new weapon, for Echo to give her a new weapon, and then literally have her just run around with it in her hand, like, it's so stupid.
The one thing I'll say, Jacob, why it's likely not Tech and potentially Crosshair or someone else, is when they're fighting, he says, "You had a chance to be one of us, brother," or something like that. And Crosshair, I believe, went through that program and was rejected before Tech ever even died.
Correct. Yeah.
So I would struggle to think it's Tech.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, because there was a couple episodes where he was with that unit. I wonder if it's neither Tech nor a Crosshair clone, because You're right. When he drops that, you had a chance to be one of us. It means he was in there.
Yeah, he was in there being conditioned at the same time.
It almost might be worth going back and watching a couple of those episodes from season 2.
It might not be anyone. It just might be like, hey, like we tried to make you one of us, and it's kind of Crosshair fighting his demons.
Yeah,
trying to fight it. So we'll see. So anyways, they chase the clones around. We get some cool little action scenes, and the biggest thing we see is the Empire sends Commander Wolf in. I'm surprised Hemlock didn't send in like loyal troops to him. So sends in Wolf, and of course Wolf and Rex are going to know each other, and then they have their big conversation at the end being like, Rex, like I thought you were dead.
Well, that's just it. Like Wolf, Gregor, and Rex, they were like the three. Like,
well, the three in Rebels, right? So we've seen those three together, and now we see them all in their positions now, and now Rex is with Gregor, so there's two of them, and obviously Wolf is going to turn coat. So we know that's not the last we've obviously seen of him. But the thought we had when we were watching though is if Wolf's chip was working, why didn't they just kill the clones? Because we saw in Bad Batch season 1, it didn't matter. Like if they weren't following orders, it didn't matter that they were Jedi or not. Like they were on the hit list.
Yeah, I mean his inhibitor chip should have forced him to pull the trigger or captured them. So
yes, the fact you let him go, it's like
I mean, I love it. I love it for the story. But it kind of goes against, you gotta go with
the framework
season and a half.
Like he's not a defective clone like Clone Force 99 where the chip doesn't really work properly, right?
Yeah.
He's not like Rex where he had it removed.
But hold on. I'm going to jump in against that though, because wasn't there a part in the early season of Bad Batch that clones like Rex didn't have the inhibitor chips? They only started putting them in at a certain point.
Well, they had them. Rex had his removed, remember? On Ahsoka got taken out.
That's right.
In season 7.
I thought there was a certain of them that didn't have inhibitor chips, and they started at a certain point putting them in.
No, they all had them. All right. What we got to see here? Has to be an elite trooper. Yeah, these aren't regular clones. Yeah. I could definitely see it being an arc. Speaking of elite troopers, we get the Republic Commandos a lot in these Bad Batch episodes, and when they were asking Crosshair about what don't you know, he's like, not all clones there are loyal. Like then he talked about the assassins basically, but like there are literally like squads of commandos just walking through that building. So I don't know. And like those commandos, like the game was cool, and like when Gregor was a commando, it was cool, but like they haven't really done a whole lot so far. Like I think he was Hilo in this episode, and he got taken out by, was it Batcher? I almost think Batcher got Hilo.
Yeah, it didn't last long. It's interesting that they have this crazy assassin going in to infiltrate it, and then they send not just a bunch of donkeys, but you would think if this asset was that,
there's a couple of regular stormtroopers, a clone who's not really clued in, like Wolf not clued into what the master plan is. So like only the assassin seemed up and up with what was going on. It's just very strange that orders were to take Omega alive, but the clone assassins going against those raises more questions. Palpatine needs Omega. So well, I don't know if he was trying to kill her, but he was a lot more aggressive. So it seemed like he was operating from a different playbook than what Wolf was.
100%. So
there's some weird stuff going on there between those couple.
I hope that this storyline, and Jacob, you mentioned it about making it a bit of its own arc. Obviously, I hope that we see more of this assassin. It would be a disservice at this point to have this not continue a little bit, because he's obviously somebody, and if he's nobody, he's somebody from that season 2 when they were trying to recruit Crosshair. And I'm just super intrigued. I'm super intrigued by this character.
It's always good when you have a formidable enemy, who's not just a stormtrooper you just kill right away. So it's good on. Well, I guess we'll get to see what they're doing with it.
And really, I mean, that end scene is such a cool moment. So let's leave for the fact that the inhibitor chip should have made him pull the trigger and take them. What a very cool moment. Like everyone's standing there and he's like, you need to do the right thing. And it was very, very cool seeing it. Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, and then the one clone says to Wolf, like, why'd you let him go or something like Hemlock?
He's traitors. He's
traitors. Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. But he's a clone.
But he's a clone, so we owe him that.
Yeah.
Great two-story. Two show series.
Well, 2-episode mid-season, and like it's continued the theme throughout this season where there hasn't really been filler episodes. Whereas season 2 was garbage for that.
Oh, all right, filler season.
I almost don't want to see this because Ged doesn't know. Ged hasn't watched the trailer, but whatever. We're talking about it. Ventress is going to be in the series as well. How much danger are they going to be in when they call him Ventress? So you don't know this. This is from the trailer.
No, I didn't know that.
So, and I don't know if you know this either, but Ventress dies in I think it's the Darth Maul son of, no, it's in Disciple? It's in there's a book of Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress where Ventress dies saving Quinlan Voss from Dooku.
Interesting.
So she was under the pretense she was dead, and she shows up in the trailer, and she uses her lightsabers against the Bad Batch. But so I'm going to tell you the other person who's in it, but you can. I think she's acting in a bounty hunter role. Jacob, you'll probably agree because we see other bounty hunters hired. I'm assuming Ventress, and she has bounty hunted in the past. I'm assuming she's been recruited to get Omega. So they're bringing in the big guns.
I'm very, very intrigued by that.
And there's a recent conference or something like that just happened, and the Ventress voice actor more or less alluded to expect to see a lot more from me in the future.
She's such a great character. She's such a good villain.
So I don't know if Ventress is...
How do you even protect against Ventress unless you have a lightsaber wielding...
Yeah, unless you have Anakin or Ahsoka.
Literally. Because she's her swordsmanship, her work with lightsaber is absurdly good.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they portray her because she's not necessarily evil anymore, but she's not necessarily good. She's kind of like an independent.
Yeah,
right?
She's like an anti-whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to say an anti-hero.
She's kind of like a Baylan Skull.
Yeah, she's very, very much like a Baylan Skull.
Vader recruits Ventress. Like some people I've heard some people say that like they thought that what the voice actress said was maybe Ventress is getting, because there's no new animated project on the horizon, right? Yeah. Star Wars always has an animated project going on. So we have obviously this is the last season of Bad Batch. We have Tales of the Jedi season 2. People believe this year. There's not really a new project announced. I really don't think they can announce like a Ventress series. Like I don't know if that's enough. Like it'd get me excited. But I don't know if she's a big enough name to carry her own series, but maybe it's something where she can be
becomes
a big
part
player
of it. Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to establish her as a new regular character going on. But yeah, we got to see the episode that she's in. So I'm surprised she wasn't in the first half, because a lot of the times when you see those trailers, everything is the first half, first couple episodes. The fact there wasn't Ventress, I'll just spoil it for you, but it's not really that big of a spice. There's no Cad Bane.
Okay.
So that's all coming. There's a lot of fireworks coming later.
All right. Okay. I can't imagine what they're going to do to get away from Ventress.
Yeah.
Because she can, I'll be honest, like as great as the Bad Batch is, Ventress can mow them down in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. Unless like Crosshair figures this part out.
The old twitchy finger.
Yeah.
Like she's on another level.
Yeah. So
all right.
Let's give this episodes a rating.
Episodes a rating. I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing Rex. I love seeing Wolf again. References to Gregor. This to me is a solid 8-2.
8-2, you're up.
And Jacob, if you've never watched any of the stuff before, like getting an 8 out of us is means it was really good. We grade probably a little on the conservative side,
unless you're Dune 2.
unless you're Dune 2, a nearly perfect movie. This is solid 8-2. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, I think this 2 episode. Well, I'm trying to think. Is it better than the premiere 2 episodes? Because it's better than the episodes. It's better than 3, 4, or 5.
Hold on, before you grade this, Jacob just jumped something in here. It's great to not to have filler episodes. If you watched one we did a week or 2 ago, it was technically, I guess, considered a filler episode. It was something where there was something happening in the background, but it still attached itself to the story. I mean, I think they figured out how to create an episode that wasn't part of the main arc that still made a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can make a filler episode, but at least have the elements in there to make it seem like you're progressing forward. And
and in terms of what you just wrote, like the meat and potatoes, even the stuff that's happening as like a side quest or a filler episode, there's still pieces of it that have to do with the main story. Yeah, I mean, they learned from season 2, and we're not even going to get into that. Yeah, they seem to absolutely nail it. I just wanted to make sure I didn't not kind of jump into your comment there. Okay, so rate it.
I think I'm 8-3.
Yeah,
it was good. It was good. I like. It's a little bit different of an episode, right? We got an assassin chasing down a group of clones. I like that we got all the different. I don't want to say cameos, but we tied in the greater clone story together. Yeah. So we're making progress.
Got to see Rex, got to see Wolf. Character assortment was great. Crosshair caring for Omega is so lame, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely here for it.
And they, what was I going to say? Yeah, they're really heading towards potentially an explosive finale. Yeah. The showrunner, Jennifer Corbett's tease that it's going to be, I think she said dark and like exciting and blah, blah, blah. So we're there. So my laptop's about to die.
Yeah, 100%. You should have plugged that thing in today.
I should have. So that'll wrap it up for us. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this episode, and we'll see you all next Wednesday.
100%. Right. Back to the regular look.
Yeah.
Too bad. I enjoyed this.
I think this is better. This is better.
Way better.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, everyone.